Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Episode 9.
Week 9.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So let's talk about it.
Let's roll the clips.
The rock wall was no joke. Honestly, I surprised myself with how well I did. You know, I didn't get to the top, but I didn't see the point in going to the top knowing that Marcus had already made it. To me, it just seemed like I was going to continue wasting my strength, which is not what I wanted to do, knowing that most of the night was probably going to be a physical challenge. So yeah, first tribal was definitely crazy. We voted Brady off. That one was truly the definition of trust. You know, trust in this game really goes both ways. You know, you want people to trust you, but you also have to be willing to trust people, and it's sort of finding that happy balance of like, okay, I do trust you, but do you trust me? Second tribal comes, and there's 2 challenges before it. Not what we expected. You know, you always expect that first immunity challenge. Okay, 1 person's safe, but what happens when there's 2 people safe? And I'm really kicking myself because I was so close to winning that second one when, you know, my bar tilted just a little too much and they called me. I didn't even realize it. I was just in the zone. So unfortunately, things don't always work out as planned. Going to tribal was definitely a little more crazy, worrisome. There were definitely a lot more conversations going on there, like true conversations. It wasn't just a, yeah, I know the plan, yeah, we're good.
The rock climbing wall challenge, I was really scared for. I almost forfeited just because of not the fear of like heights, but like falling back, like that's terrifying. But I somehow won. And then the incline treadmill game, whatever. Not making excuses. I was just sore from lifting, but I still should have won that. But it's fine, and I'm glad Marcus got it. And then the last challenge with the holding the weight in front of you, I'm just stupid. I always mess up challenges. I even punched Alyssa's box. I'm just an idiot. I don't like it.
So going into Survivor episode 9, all I knew was we were gonna be at the rec center and we were gonna do rock climbing. Did I practice rock climbing? No. Had I done rock climbing recently? I mean, if you call being 11 years old and 12 years old recent, then yeah, maybe, but that was like 9-10 years ago. So I haven't had much experience with rock climbing. But going up that wall in 37 seconds, I was impressed with myself. It felt like much less than that, but I felt like I was zooming. I felt like a little Spidey man. So I was really impressed with myself. I was really happy that I was able to ring that bell. I was really afraid that I wasn't gonna be able to make it to the top, but you know, always believe in yourself and you'll make it there. But then going into tribal council, so that first one, after seeing Brady's reflection video about how he was playing both sides, I was a little psyched out. You know, I didn't really know where he stood, and so I was just kind of scared because he does talk to everyone, and you know, he had a great social game, absolutely amazing social game. He's now part of the jury. I'm sad to see him there, but going into the next challenge, oh my god, the running challenge, I knew I was not gonna win that one. I'm not a runner. Physically cannot do it, medically cannot do it. I can only go so far. I can only push myself to certain limits. And once I know I reach that limit, I have to stop. So tonight, once I reached my limit, I was like, okay, nope, I know this is where I need to stop. If I don't stop here, you know, I don't want anything to happen. So I don't push myself too hard. I went as hard as I could though, and I just really wanted to beat one of the guys. So, but that didn't happen. But going into the second to like our final challenge, I had the 9-pound pole to hold, and you know, that's kind of heavy, but I'd also done color guard for a couple years in high school, so I was used to having, you know, one of the flag poles, tossing around, marching around the football field, and doing like the wooden rifle type things, always throwing those around and marching around the field and stuff. So I was like, okay, you know what, if I keep myself distracted and I keep myself like looking at stuff and, you know, I keep myself distracted, I can definitely do this. I just have to keep moving my arms around a lot because that's just what I'm used to. So I'm used to constantly moving. I'm always moving. I'm talking with my hands. I'm a mover. So I just kept constantly doing that, and that's eventually what led me to my own destruction. I got myself too distracted when we moved from the 9-pound to the 15-pound. I got myself a little too distracted in a story that Alyssa was telling me because it was working, like it was helping my arms and stuff, but I looked away and I tilted it and it came back towards me. So, you know, I ended up losing that one. Going into that tribal council, I did not think, the number in my head, I did not think that many people were gonna be voting for Alyssa. Was in my pants like that. Oh my, I could not believe that at all. That was crazy. Definitely that put a target on my back. But I like to make waves. But yeah, I wanted to make a wave. I needed to. I mean, we're getting so far into the end of this game, and I don't know how many waves I've really made. If I go home for being a nice person and playing this for someone who's had my back throughout as well, then I'm okay with that, because that's how I was raised growing up, and you know, you gotta hold true to that.
Things got pretty crazy. We're down to final 6. So we got to the wreck, and you know, we had a clue we were doing the rock wall. I feel pretty confident about the rock wall, so I was excited to go in and try it out. So we got there, had the rock wall. You know, dominated the first 2, and then, you know, went up against Jake and unfortunately slipped and lost the first immunity for the first tribal council. We blindsided Brady, which I felt was the right move in the next challenge. We were on the treadmill. Endurance isn't my greatest. I still felt like I could have won, and I came in second behind Marcus. You know, good to him. He held it a little longer than I could have, so, you know, good stuff for him. He won the first immunity. It was an interesting challenge because people didn't really know if you were allowed to, you know, turn your pole or not, and it turns out you weren't, so that knocked out 3 people. I won the final immunity, which was huge.
With the treadmill challenge, I thought I had that one in the bag. I'm no stranger to a treadmill, but I just was not up for it. My legs gave out after we hit the 5 mile marker. It went by a lot faster than I expected it. I was really disappointed, honestly, in how I competed, because I really wanted to get a lot farther. I really wanted to give those boys a run for their money. But moving on to that vote, it was really easy for me, which you guys might be confused. Alyssa, Brady just played an idol for you. Why would you vote him out? And it's because we could all see through Brady a little bit. Brady's everybody's friend, but you can't play both sides in Survivor. At least you can't play it to the end. Then we have the pole challenge. Again, I thought I had it. I thought I could do it, but I got out because my pole tipped over the line, and it was really sad. That vote was very scary, but Katie looked at me and said, "I'm not letting you go home." And in that, I trusted her. I was not expecting everyone to vote for me. So that is scary in Survivor. That is really scary. But I'm glad to see Jay go home. Jay was also one of those players that you could never really trust. You never know what's really going on in Jay's head. I do believe that Jay played a great game for themselves. They were the last Octorero member standing, so I have to congratulate Jay on that, because Octorero had a lot of strong competitors, and to be the last one from your tribe to go home is an accomplishment.
All right, down to 6 people already. It's getting really crazy. You know, I won that running challenge, but I don't know at what cost. That's number 5 for me for winning. So it's sad to see those 2 people go. They're nice people and all, but no, it's getting down to the final call. You know, after this week, it's pretty much over. I guess we'll see what happens.
I mean, by any